back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today's video is going to be a drugstore makeup tutorial. A lot of you have been asking for a makeup tutorial, so I thought let me do one. And I haven't done a drugstore related makeup tutorial in a while, so I thought why not. I haven't started an intro in a while with like the full face. I kind of missed my little intros, so yeah, I hope you liked it. Anyway, I'm going to go straight into it now. Enough rambling, and you want to see how I got this look. This look was very like accidental, to be honest. It wasn't supposed to be so blue, but it came out really blue. But if you wanted something this shade, this color, this style, then this is the tutorial for you. Maybe not so much matchy with the blue hair, but I kind of found it hard to find shades to work with this shade, with this hair, honestly. So, but I think it's okay. Let's get straight into the tutorial. So we're going to go straight into it. We're going to go with our primer. No, we're not. We're going to go with our brows. And for my brows, I'm going to be using the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil. I really couldn't find anything else drugstore wise I really liked in like the brow product. We kind of know how it goes down for the brows, so you don't really need to see it every time. Primer, we're going to use the Morphe Equaliser. It has like a kind of like a silicone sort of texture and feel to it. I'm only going to use it on my T-zone because the foundation I'm using today isn't like a really mattifying foundation, so I don't really need to use a hydrating primer. But since it's drugstore, we're going to use it, and since I'm not going anywhere, we can use this too. For my foundation, I wanted to try the new L'Oreal, it's not quite new, but the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. So apparently it's good for oily skin, and it's supposed to be full coverage, so we'll see about that. And I'm using the shade 365 Deep Golden. I know the shades are different in the US, in the States, so the shades are different here. I kind of felt like I was in between shades, but I think I tried this and it wasn't too bad on my skin. I felt like it kind of warmed to my skin, like slightly oxidized. I don't know if that's the case, but I felt like it warmed to my skin once I applied it. Initially putting it on your face, I was like, oh, that could be quite light. But when I blended it out, I felt like it just kind of blended into my skin. Bearing in mind, like I said, my skin is going through a rough time right now. It kind of disappeared. You know, so I felt like it was not too bad. Definitely isn't full coverage. I feel like it's almost like light to medium. So you have to build it up. Oh, I missed a step. Okay, today I don't know what's going on. I think I've had too much of this drink. I feel like I'm all over the place. I forgot to color correct. So obviously the fact that my skin is going through some issues, and I've got my dark under eye, and this area is looking quite dark lately, I've now gone back to color correcting, which I should have done. So when you have issues with like dark spot pigmentation and like uneven skin tone, usually color correction saves the day. So I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal Orange Concealer and do that first. Do you know why this is? I filmed this already, so that's why I'm feeling a little bit like out all over the place, because you know, I want to get it out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to apply that under my eye, and I'm just going to go wash my beauty blender. Somebody definitely isn't prepared for today's video. A lot of the time I'm actually winging my videos. They're not really planned. Like I never know what I look to do. I kind of decide as I go along, so yeah. Now my skin has suffered lack of sleep, and I keep forgetting sometimes to apply sunscreen. So that's taking its toll. Plus I'm going through some treatments, some peels. When I had my fringe wig, I broke out a lot on my forehead, which also contributed to all the dark spots. So that wasn't pretty. Okay, so now I can go back to the foundation. The shade below it was too dark. It's definitely not a mattifying. I don't know. Apparently this is a really good foundation for like oily skin. I don't really see them, like it's not mattifying. Maybe it's not supposed to be. I mean, the name is Fresh Wear, 24-Hour Fresh Wear. So I guess it's supposed to give like a nice like fresh looking skin. I don't know. Because I use a like hydrating primer, it's also probably why it's giving that kind of like a glow to the skin. I'm gonna prime my lids. I'm gonna use a Morphe eyelid primer because I don't have another. I can't actually find my, I did have an e.l.f. one which I can't locate. So we're gonna use the one from Morphe. I tried this look before and I didn't like how it turned out because I didn't like that my lids were creasing. I know I'm really late to the game, but I did get the P. Louise base. I know it's not Drugstore, but I feel like I want to try it with this look and see if it makes it better. So we're gonna just ignore the fact that this isn't Drugstore, but I wanted to try it out with this look. So I ordered 2 shades, 4 and 5. I'm gonna try 4 and then see how that looks. Bearing in mind I do have blue hair, so it was a little bit difficult, like trying to match shades and trying to find a good look for to match my hair. So this is what I came up with when I did do this look the first time. Hopefully it looks okay. But I'm gonna go back into my Morphe again, the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I have not used this in ages. Look at how dusty. This is supposed to be like white. Dusty it is, but it's such a good palette. It's so pigmented, so I wanted to use this. I am going to go in with this shade. And I'm going to use that as my transition color. I hope. This is my... Ooh. It is so pigmented, it's crazy. Should probably come a little bit closer. To be honest, I probably should have put the base on the entire lid, but yeah, it's okay. The base is meant to like make your shadows a lot more vibrant and also help with a cut crease if you are doing a cut crease. So I am kind of doing a cut crease, but not really. I'm doing what I usually do, which is the whole halo look, but I wanted to add a different shade underneath and I didn't want it to crease. It looked better when it didn't crease. So I'm going to take the P. Louise base and I'm going to place that directly on the lid. It just says apply it, don't set it. So it's not really like doing the magic that I thought it would be doing. But let's see, when it does dry, let's see what happens. This foundation, I don't really see how it's going to be good for oily skin because I'm still looking very dewy. Can you see it's kind of like darkened a little bit? Morphe again. I'm using the 35V. So the shade that I use for my transition color, you can just go and use either one of these 2 shades, but I somehow felt like the one from the Jaclyn Hill was a little bit more pigmented, although maybe it's the brush that I used. It isn't looking as pigmented as it did the last time I tried it. I'm gonna go in with this shimmery blue shade to match my hair. Does anybody else use this P. Louise thing and still find that it creases? Because it's still doing the same thing for me. Like, I'm not getting a smooth canvas. Okay, and then back to the 35V palette. I'm going to take the matte navy blue shade. And I'm going to use that and I'm just going to apply it to the outer and inner corner and also my crease. For my inner corner, because I don't have an icy blue, I'm going to mix 2 shades. This is the NYX Ultimate Edit palette, the Petite shadow palette. I'm going to take this really light blue here and back to the 35V palette. I'm going to take this shimmery, almost white champagne-y shade and mix the 2. So mixed together, it should give you a light blue shade. Look at my face. What is going on, please? This foundation is not live. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not liking this foundation at all. I feel like I want to add my Makeup Revolution because look at my face. I look like a grease ball. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna add a bit of that. I'm gonna use the shade 14.7, one of their newest shades. They extended their shades because oh my god, I'm just gonna put literally like a dot because I literally need it to be matte. This is far too oily for me. It is probably the primer, but I don't think the primer would do this. I think the foundation is just really dewy. It's mad. But I just need, like, okay, we're gonna add some powder. In terms of the P. Louise base, I'm not gonna say it did an amazing, like, superb job, because this is what my eyes do anyway. So it didn't really help with my crease. Maybe I just don't know how to use it properly yet, so I'm gonna play around with it a bit more. I've seen everybody else's videos and literally it's like crease free, and I still have my creasing, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, let's move on. So I really need to set my face. I am glowing like a frying pan. This is mad. Look at that base. Let's try that cranberry shade at the bottom lash line. My eyes are going really yellow. We're gonna come back. For my mascara, I'm gonna use the Colourpop Volumizing Mascara. It is fairly new, so I thought, let me add it to this video. Gonna apply my lashes. They are not Drugstore. I am yet to find a really good Drugstore lash that reminds me of the rest of the ones that I use. So these are actually lady lashes. And they're discontinued. Like, I can't find them anywhere. And they're the Vegas lashes. I don't think she makes them anymore. It's quite upsetting because it was my favorite. My eyes are slightly on the watery side, so we're gonna give it a few minutes. So for my under eye, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealers. I obviously haven't shown you or used it in a video. It is obviously not new, but it's recent. I'm gonna be taking the shade Deep Olive and also using Deep Chestnut. So what I use is Deep Olive to kind of color correct, and then Deep Chestnut like to highlight, if that makes sense. Deep Olive is actually quite yellow, as you can see. It is a very, very matte concealer, by the way. Just letting you know. I'm gonna use Deep Chestnut for the bridge of my nose and my forehead just a little bit. If you have perfect under eyes, this concealer is amazing. Like, when you set it and everything is perfect, it's flawless. But if you have like dark circles or like a deep set under eye situation, you need to make sure you actually color correct and try and like sort that area out, because when you apply the concealer, it still kind of, it sits in those areas and it's so annoying. You have to keep going back and reapplying. But today it's actually behaving itself. Honestly, on a good day, I don't even need to use both concealers. I think Deep Olive is fine. I have those days where it just doesn't seem to work on its own, but today everything seems to be going on well. So the next thing is to set it. Like, see how under my eye is like matte already? Like, it is completely set. To set my under eye, I'm going to take the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder in the shade Banana. And I've also used this before, and what I found is it's actually has a bit of like a glow to it. It's not a mattifying like matte powder. Like, when you see the texture of it, it's quite glowy. I guess it'll be good for like if you have really dry under eye. It helps to have this sort of powder. But let's see. I would say it's more of a sheen than a glow, if that makes sense. There's a bit of a sheen to it. My forehead definitely needs to be matte because it is glowing for the heavens. Like, we need to mattify this. Like I said, it has a bit of a sheen to it, so it kind of gives like a reflective glow. So I guess those days where you have like a really mattifying primer, really mattifying foundation, really mattifying concealer, I guess a powder like this can help to kind of give a little bit of a sheen and a glow to the face. I'm going to use a Maybelline Snapscara for my bottom lash line. I'm going to take the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and this is their medium to dark They do have a deeper one as well, like dark to deeper or deep to, yeah. So we're gonna use this to contour. I'm gonna take the dark contour shade. Just applying my contour. I really like this brush for contour because obviously it's kind of pointed, but it also helps to, also able to like blend. Gonna apply some to my forehead. For my all over face powder, I'm gonna take the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder, and this is the shade medium deep. Usually I use a compact for my face powders, but we're gonna use a loose. It's a loose powder, so we're going to sweep that across the face. For blush, I'm going to take this sleek one. I don't even know what it's called because it's broken and there's literally no name. But I'm just going to apply just a tiny amount to my cheeks. It's kind of like a neutral browny rosy colour. Ooh, bless me. Very similar to MAC's Raisin. If you know about MAC's Raisin blush, that's very similar. For my highlight, I am taking, again, Makeup Revolution. This is their Shook highlighter palette. Looks like this. The shade pretty good, pretty pigmented. Ooh. I'm really glowing, literally. Look at my forehead. So we're gonna take the NYX lip pencil. This is in the shade Cafe Urban or Urban Cafe. I'm gonna line the outer corner. One of my favorite like nude browns. For my lipstick, I'm taking the Milani lipstick in the shade Teddy Bear, B-A-R-E. And then for my gloss, I'm going to use the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Praline. Another one of my go-to. This has been like my go-to lip gloss lately. This is the finished look. I hope you like it. Definitely want to do more drugstore videos, like more affordable makeup. Let me know what you want to see more of and I'll get that straight out for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your comments. I really do appreciate them. And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.